Still watching TVC Breakfast without.
Oh yeah, you look stunning though.
I think Olamide is not selfish. Each time Rhea is around, she introduced Olamide, and then Olamide said gets to swell. But the fact that she shared it alongside us, then we say thank you.
Let's hop right into the segment, shall we?
Take it away.
Good morning to our viewers. I like to say that TVC has a finger on the pulse and our eyes on the streets. And here on the Trending Now segment, my team and I do our best to bring you some of the trending stories that are shaping the world that you and I live in. We begin today with this, where billionaire businessman Femi Otedola is once again trending online after he's responded to critics who accused him of only cycling during his luxury trips abroad. Now, the businessman shared a new video of himself riding a bicycle in Lagos after Nigerians on social media mocked his previous cycling clips that were recorded in cities like Singapore and Paris. But this time, Femi Otedola was seen cycling along the Lagos coastline at Echo Atlantic City, accompanied by a caption. He said, "Enjoyed a sunny morning yesterday cycling along the Lagos coastline at Echo Atlantic City. Happiness is free." While some fans praised the billionaire for promoting fitness and healthy living, other people are arguing that cycling inside the exclusive environment of Echo Atlantic does not reflect the realities of navigating regular Lagos roads that are filled with traffic, with poor infrastructure and with security concerns. But for some reason, this debate is sparking wider conversations online about class privilege and the difference between elite Lagos and everyday Lagos. Interestingly, the viral clip of him cycling inside Echo Atlantic City has now caught the attention of the Lagos State Sports Commission, which have now officially invited Femi Otedola to serve as an ambassador for the upcoming Lagos Cycle Fest. According to the commission, this initiative aims to promote fitness, healthy living, and clean mobility across Lagos State. But online and on social media, many Nigerians are still joking that real Lagos cycling begins the moment that potholes, downfall buses, and traffic enter the conversation. If not, you're not cycling in Lagos. Let's have a look at social media. I don't know why this is trending, but it is. Abby says, "This is the definition of no matter what you do, you can't please people. Just live your life." The last time he posted, people said that he was enjoying another man's land and that he couldn't even ride in his country. And now that he's riding in Lagos, they're asking why he didn't go to public places to ride. Aim the Machine says, "You know, go ride bicycle for Lagos Echo Atlantic. Waiting do Agege or Coco Michael or Mushi. Why can't you ride your bicycle at Ayobo Link Bridge to Igondo?" Team, very interesting conversation here. Now, I always say I don't make the rules of trending. Now, if it's trending and I'll take the story. Mr. Shomi, Femi Otedola right now is receiving a lot of backlash. Nigerians online are saying, why are you cycling in Echo Atlantic City when you could be cycling along Mushin? They are sort of saying, you know, Nigeria isn't safe and that's why you can't ride on the streets. And I feel that it's a very reductive conversation to have. He's a billionaire businessman who has made his money in the private sector. He's not responsible for poor infrastructure or for bad roads. And he's getting a lot of criticism online. And my own issue here is that they were in Echo Atlantic City, that I did not meet him while he was cycling, you know, to discuss one or two things concerning business. That's my own issue here.
Oh, interestingly, I don't know why Nigerians are not connecting physical exercise, you know, keeping fit and being healthy, you know, with riding bicycles or going for a walk or something. I mean, where else do you expect him to ride a bicycle if in reality he has a property in Echo Atlantic? So what are people talking about? Go to Netherlands, Holland, you will see that many people, including school children, are on bike. We are just used to driving our luxury cars and all that. And here is a billionaire who is riding a bicycle either to keep fit or for whatever reasons or for leisure. I think they should let Otedola be.
Of course, Mr. Shomi, I totally agree with you. They should let him be. Olamide, if you remember, the other day I was telling Ibrahim to buy me a bicycle. Can you guys remember? We were talking about.
I remember you asked for a bicycle.
Exactly, I asked for a bicycle because I'm like, it's going to be very beautiful, you know, just to ride a bicycle around here. And if I want to ride a bicycle, me that I'm not as rich as him, I may not go to those streets, not because they are not good, but because of the cars and everything, the honking. So for exercise, it's better for me to ride it, you know, in a place like this that is just me. And I feel like we should also look at the fitness aspect of it. You know, this is a man that is growing old. He's making sure that he's taking care of his health. Because I tell you something, swimming and riding the bicycle, it's a really, really good sport. Like, it helps you in so many ways, your heart, your legs. So for me, I'm taking it for an angle that, you know, he's doing it for fitness. And I love the fact that, you know, a fitness team has reached out to him as well. Let us leave him wherever he decides to ride the bicycle. It's for his health. So let's let Otarela be.
I think in this life, it just connects everything to luxury, even when something is very, very essential to our lives. I ride a bicycle. I love riding bicycle. As a matter of fact, I fell in love, you know, riding bicycle, not when I was a kid, because I rode bicycle growing up. And, you know, often frequenting the UK and some other countries, I see how they ride bicycles. The old one, even we saw Boris Johnson riding bicycle to number 10, you know, back in the day, right? So even the type of bicycle he's riding is e-hailing bicycle. Is not the bicycle that you just, it doesn't belong to him. So he has to subscribe to use it. That's how much they use bicycle. And Nigerian roads are not built for cycling, because all those countries, they have cycling, you know, lane. They have for vehicle, they have for cycling, they have for, you know, other lanes, even pedestrian. But ours, and the reason is riding on a co-Atlantic is because of air. Because when you cycle, you need fresh air. You need enough clean energy for you to go on. So you can't go to those places and be sniffing. What's it called? Sniffing in exhaust, you know, carbon monoxide and all of that. I still cycled. Yes, I was telling Mr. Atiba yesterday. I still cycled. Yes, it helps your bones. It helps your knees. It helps your back. It helps you to focus. It helps to sharpen your brain. We have to adopt it in Nigeria. Not every time you'll be riding your car.
Ibrahim, that said, please buy me a bicycle, please.
Don't worry,
I'm pleading on TV.
I have a mountain bike. I'll get you another.
Thank you so much for your input, team. Ria, we're going to do something about that bicycle, I promise. You deserve it. Thank you so much for your input, team. Moving on, still in the world of social media, where reality TV personality Kid Wire is facing criticism online after making bold claims about his father's alleged role in Nigeria's democratic journey. Now, in a trending interview, Kid Wire reflected on his wealthy background, and he described Banana Island as one of Africa's luxury locations, revealing that his father sort of discovered it, and he only recently learned about parts of his father's influence after he watched media interviews. But this is when things got a bit tricky. He then went on to claim that his father maintained close relationships with military leaders during Nigeria's military era. According to Kid Wire, after the death of former head of state Sani Abacha, a close associate of his father allegedly then rose to power and sought Kid Wire's father's advice on Nigeria's future. Kid Wire claimed that his father recommended to this leader a return to democratic rule, insisting that Nigerians, this is what he had to say.
Banana Island is the most expensive and luxurious piece of land in Africa. It's quite small. It's in Lagos, Nigeria, on the island. And by the way, I never knew he discovered it until he made that statement on BBC. Okay, so I didn't know that my dad was one of the reasons why Nigeria had a democracy. Right. So he was very close with the army back in the days, and we had a military rule, right? And just when one of his friends got into power, when Sani Abacha died, he was the military general president at the time.
Well, those comments have since sparked backlash online, with many Nigerians questioning Kid Wire's claims, while others say that Kid is overstating his father's influence and he's ignoring the role of Nigeria's early democratic freedom fighters. Thank you, Kid Wire's father, for our democracy. Let's have a look at social media. Ikume David says, for your information, Banana Island was discovered by the head of state, General Sani Abacha, and the contract of filling and developing the island was given to Terry Wire. So as far as I'm concerned, Terry Wire is among the brains behind Banana Island, the first structure in Banana. Laurie says his father was the one who single-handedly stopped the bullets from hitting Murtala Mohammed. His dad also told Queen Elizabeth then that she needs to give Nigeria her independence, and she obeyed immediately. His father might not know these things, but we do. Now, team, as always, even though this is a funny trending story, there is always an intellectual conversation to be had, Mr. Shomi, and the issue here is this. I want to come from this angle. Do Nigerian youth know enough about our early democratic freedom fighters, the people who were instrumental in helping us get democracy? Because Kid Wire is saying this now, but many people are saying, you know, you're overstating your father's influence, and it begs the question, do we know enough about our history and our leaders or our heroes of times past immortalized enough?
Yes, certainly. I mean, when you look at it, it's not just about overstating. Probably there was no role played by his father. Honestly speaking, you need to go back into history. The battle, to return Nigeria to democracy was fought largely by Nnaji campaign for democracy. The battle was fought both at the national and on the international stage, to the extent that sanctions were imposed against Nigeria, and the military was cornered to the extent that they were forced to negotiate, handing over power back to the civilians. So, but from what he said, for me, I think it's about driving national misconception. It's his fallacy of unrepresentative generalization.
I've said this quite a number of times. Kid Wire talks too much, honestly speaking. And when you talk too much, oftentimes you tend to say what doesn't make sense at all. We respect your father. We respect Wire very much. But oftentimes you bring a lot of disrespect to your father from things that you say. You should do your homework well. You should do, you should do your research before you come out and just grant interviews. And the thing about him, he talks with a lot of confidence. So I'm expecting that you should have checked. Because from the tweets and everything I see on social media, you are now making people insult your father. You are now bringing disrespect to the Wire family. I think he needs to do better. Or maybe he wants to be a journalist, because honestly, he talks a whole lot.
Well, I won't castigate him because I don't know his father and I wasn't there with that, because what he said, I don't think it's really how to place. He only said that his dad maintained a close relationship with one of the military heads, and then the person asked, what should we do with democracy? Because at the time, those who really fought for democracy as, fought for return to democratic rule, as Mr. Shomi has said, the Nnaji of this world, involving Tinubu. That's why some people will just abuse President Tinubu without understanding how much, they've paid when it comes to the fight, the toil, the struggle for democratic rule, back to democratic rule. So he only said his father gave an advice, said, it's better you return the power to the people. It's just a piece of advice, whether it was taken or not. As a matter of fact, maybe it was taken. That's why we are back to democratic rule. But he didn't say his dad was actively, fighting the military regime. No.
But before he began, Ibrahim, he did say, I only recently found out that my father was the reason that Nigeria got democracy. He did say that, but okay. I do understand your balance.
Maybe he would have said one of the reasons. Probably his expression wasn't.
But being in bed with the military won't earn him any kudos.
Exactly. Thank you, Kidoya's father, for our democracy. Thank you for your input, team. Moving on into the world of Nollywood, where veteran Nollywood actress Kate Henshaw is drawing reactions online as she opened up about her relationship with her fellow on-screen icon, Genevieve and Nnaji. Now, speaking during an appearance on the Tea with Tape podcast, the 53-year-old actress reflected on how her once very close relationship with Genevieve gradually faded over the years. The two actresses were long regarded as part of Nollywood's golden generation, and they were often admired by fans for both their bond on and off-screen. And during the interview, Kate Henshaw admitted that she still doesn't fully understand what may have caused the distance between herself and Genevieve and Nnaji. Well, this video caused many fans to express nostalgia over the era when both these actresses dominated Nollywood screens as two of the industry's most respected stars. Let's have a look at social media. Bawashalidi says, relationships usually drift when communication stops. Not just because someone is private or introverted. If you care about a friendship, don't just wait and assume, especially in the case of mistrust. You reach out as an adult, not to talk in public. Marv Casey says, she seems so pained that she's not in contact with Jenny. I understand the hurt of trying to be friends with someone who doesn't want to be friends with you. She simply just has to move on. Now, team, this is in the industry we're in, and I believe that's also applicable for Nollywood and also industries that are similar. You fall in, you fall out sometimes, you drift apart, your careers take you to different paths, Mr. Shomi, don't you think? Whether it's Ibrahim or Ria, we've all had our issues, but I think as adults, we're able to communicate and decide, do we want this friendship? Is it a working relationship? Some people are criticizing Kate Henshaw for coming out to speak about Genevieve, when we haven't had a peep from Genevieve over Kate Henshaw, Mr. Shomi.
I love both actors. Great actors, actresses, I beg your pardon. But the fact of the matter is Kate needs to understand one thing. The location matters. Genevieve, at a point, relocated to US. I don't know whether she's back in Nigeria. And then again, there's also the issue of marriage. Family life, will come into it and things will not move as smoothly as it used to be. So I think Kate, just move on.
Two powerful actresses, I must say. I've watched them in movies together, and the relationship between them in the movies was just really beautiful. And even outside the movie industry, we saw them have a very beautiful relationship. So I'm going to say two things. Oftentimes, people grow out of each other, and there's no beef, you just grow out of each other. And secondly, with what Kate had said, I love Kate so much, fantastic, I call her Auntie Kate. For what she had said, it means that, Genevieve had a little bit of trust issue. What did you do? Did you communicate with Genevieve? Because to build a friendship, whether the person's in America, Japan, India, communication is key in any friendship. So what did you do when you realized that she wasn't trusting you and she was drifting away? That's a question for you to answer.
Well, there's something they taught us when we were in secondary school. Our teacher would say 20 children cannot live for 20 years. Guys, as we're sitting on this table, we are here, we are bound by, the formal relationship, official, is by providence. Tomorrow we may not be together again. Doesn't mean that I'll hate you, Rhea, or Olamide, or Mr. Show.
We'll be together.
Yeah, no, but then we may not communicate, till their kingdom come. And if you have the means of the opportunities to come together, hey, how have you been? That's the way it will be. So the fact that you're not communicating doesn't mean that you hate each other or the other person hates you. No.
I'll always communicate with each and every one of you.
Absolutely. All fair in love and friendship. Thank you so much for your input, team, aka my best